Hi everyone, I'm Jiaqi. So this is online keyboard class for tonal practice 1, week 5. This is our last class. Yeah, we almost finished. So I'm very curious that what are you feeling about? Are you happy or sad or bittersweet? I'm not sure. But I can tell you that I'm very excited and with a little bit sad because this is our last class. We are online. And I will miss you a lot after tonal practice 1 with 4 months, with the entire summer break. So today, we will do two things. First, I will introduce you how to record your final video recording with your keyboard exam. And the second, I will reveal all the stuff that we studied in this semester. So please be careful and be your super careful attention to listen the entire video recording because it will tell you all the details that we have worked on this semester and also all the stuff that we should to know to prepare for the final exam. Okay? So now let's start. Okay, now let's talk about the instructions for your keyboard final exam. Due to the coronavirus 19 situation, NEC cancelled all in-person meetings. Therefore, for this keyboard final exam, we will not have online one-by-one exam. So you do not need to call me like, hi Jiaqi, do we need to meet on the Skype or in the Microsoft? No, because we will choose to the self-recording with the video by yourself and submit to me before the deadline. So first, I want to mention you must submit the video recording. It's not the audio recording, okay? The video recording, I will explain later. So please read the following instructions very carefully before you start recording. Number 1, before you start recording, you should show the camera a copy of your music as you sit down at the piano. So I will explain later. So what we should do basically, because it's our self-recording, everybody work in the different place. So before you record your final, you should to show something like that. There's a show the test, right? A copy of the test. Because I need to make sure that you don't have any marks and you don't have any notating editing in this paper because before we did in the NEC, we technically do not have any notes when you play to the grader. So for the online keyboard recording, I need to show you the copy of your music first. And the most important is your body and your hands, especially your finger, because I need to see your finger notes and I need to see your finger in the piano are visible in the video. So that's the most important part. So now, I want to talk about a little bit information about how to do the recording. First, before you start to work, right? I just randomly play something. Before you start that, you should to show the music first. Look here, for example, it's a midterm. You just show to the camera or in your computer or in your phone, I'm not sure, but you just stand here for 1 or 2 seconds. And I need to make sure that you don't have any notation, no marks in here. Did you see that? This is a clean piece of the paper. However, if you write something, you can practice for several times, but when you start to recording your final exam, you cannot have your score something like that with a lot of the editing, like CP3. You cannot write anything. Just nothing should be on the test paper. So that's the first thing. Second, your finger should be very clear in the video. Let me show. For example, now, that my finger is really clear shown as the piano. It should be something like that instead of to go to really like a body. You do not need to record your whole body, just your hands. Your finger is the most important part. Okay. Second, let me continue. There's no need to rush through the exercise. For 2 CP exercises, you should play 1 chord by 2 seconds. For example, now I'm playing the CP1. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the tempo you should to work. Okay? In the singing arpeggiation portion, you should sing each note by quarter equals 60. It means that when you sing the notes, it represents a quarter note. So what's the tempo? Let me show you. The quarter equals 60 will be Mi, Sol, Do, Fa, La, Do, Re, Sol, Si, Mi, Sol, Do. So that's the tempo that you should to make. You can use your metronome to calculate and to decide which tempo you want to use, but no slower than quarter equals 60. Second, for the 2 long progression exercise, your tempo should be a quarter equals 60. So we know that all the long progressions has the half note value. For example, if now I play the first 2 measures for the midterm, I just gave an example. So it means that the quarter equals 60 equals 60 because 1 note is in the long progression. There is a note, the quarter, no quarter note will be shown to your score. It only will be a half note or a whole note. For example, first let me play the 2 half notes. If this is a 4/4, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just be careful for the rhythm. It's not a quarter equals 60 for per note. It's a quarter equals 60 for the rhythmic value. Okay? And after this explanation, I will show you a separately for how to record this. Okay? Next, a consistent tempo will win the race. However, videos exceed 8 minutes will not be revealed or receive credits. That it means that because when we play to the in-person, to the grader in the NEC, we cannot make the whole test larger than 8 minutes. You have the 2 options for recording for your video. The option 1 are 2 separated files. One is for part 1 CP, and another one is for long progression. And you can decide how much time you spend in each section. This means that if I want to make 2 different videos, I can say in the CP, I make 3 minutes, and in the long progression, I work for 5 minutes. That's fine. But it must be only 2 files, and 1 file be only for the CP, and another files only be for the long progression. So that's the point. Option 2, you can record the entire completely test from the beginning of the CP to end of the long progression. That means that you record the whole test in once. For example, you record from the CP to the end of the long progression in one time, but the video cannot exceed for 8 minutes. You have 2 choices. The third is no editing and spelling, please. When you record yourself, you must make sure that the test is a clean piece of paper without any editing and notes. So that means I already show you a very clean piece of the test. You should show to the camera before you start working. Number 4. So because we need to go over some of the stuff that we talked about in this semester, so please review the video. Number 5, if you do not have piano and you need to use your own instruments, you need to send me an email and to say what instrument you use, which instruments you use for record for the final. Number 6, this test should be your own work. Please do not discuss with your friends. If you have any regarding questions, please email me. So just you cannot call each other to discuss how the test should work and how to make the progression. No, we need to work by individually. Okay, number 7. So I'm very respect to all of your privacy because since this final exam is all the videos come to my Google Drive, I promise, I will not share to anybody and send your videos to others via any social media or other streams, etc. I totally respect and understand your privacy and all your works. Please know that. So after you send me to your video, I will only watch by myself. And if I have any questions, I will directly contact to you. Okay? Number 8, grade. This keyboard final test with 40% in your keyboard final grade and 8% in your entire total practice 1 class. So you should to be really careful about that. Please submit your recording. Also, all the details you can read by yourself, and this final exam cannot be redo. Please submit your recording via Google Drive. I will send an email for all of you that you will have your specific folder that you should to submit because I already created for all of your name with the Google Drive folder. So please, after you finish, you have 3 days to upload to your keyboard final. The due date, this is very important. So I'm really strict on the due date because I need the time to grade all of them. And your final TP grade will due on May 7th, Thursday. So I need your all receive to your all video recording before the May 4th, Monday, 11:59 a.m. in Boston time. This is strict deadline. And I understand due to some technology issue or some of your super busy schedule, you cannot upload your assignment on time. But for the final, please submit your work on time. Do not be late because it will make your grade will be delayed also if you submit late. So also we need to understand for each other. I need to review totally 32 students for the recording. Okay, so that is really strict deadline. I have to say that if you do the late submission, you will lower 25% for your keyboard final grade. So please do not do that, okay? That's the first things I want to talk about. Hopefully you can understand. Okay, by the way, did you see there is a really cute on the screen, a cat and a dog. I love it so much. It's really cute for my background, for my desk, for my computer laptop, the front page. Okay? I hope you all be clear. Second, let me talk you what will be on the test. First, for the cadential progression, you will work in the keyboard format for CP7 through CP10, page 9 to 10. Include, this is not correct, only one types of the play and sing. This time, we will not do the sing alto and tenor with solfege while playing all 4 parts since we have the different instruments. It's not allow us to do sing the alto and tenor. So we will be only test for the vocal arpeggiating. So that's the only things for the play and sing. Only part for play and sing. So do not worry about singing the alto and tenor. The test continue up to 3 sharps and flat, and starting the soprano scale degree 1 to 7. Include complete 5/7 or incomplete 5/7 in root position. Okay, now I must tell you that because the test will have some of the things like that, I want to show you a little bit information about, sorry, where is my keyboard packet? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, here is it. Okay, let's go to the page 10. In here, you have a little parenthesis mark with the letter C. It means that is a complete 5/7 chord. If the parenthesis wrote for INC, it means incomplete. The incomplete 5/7, just remember to double the root, omit the fifths, and resolve to the complete one. But I think your assignment for CP9 and CP10 is really good. I don't worry that so much. Okay? The test will be the same questions in CP7 to CP10. That means that from this page, from the CP7, CP8, CP9, and CP10, I will use the same soprano skill degree and same Roman numerals. So you just record, you can transcribe to the different and transpose to the different cadential progressions. Okay, now I think the hardest part is for the long progression. The long progression portion of the exam will be based on number 83 to number 94. However, the exam will use the progression similar to, but not identical to this progression. Which means, let me go to the 83 to the 94. Okay. This is from page, okay, this is from page 46, all the short progressions. So basically, there will be give two long progressions will be consist the very similar questions among that page. So I recommend you can review only for the short progressions. Okay, for the short progressions, I think that we need to discuss more issue in that. I think the first problem and all the biggest mistake that you made is for the voice doubling. I know that in the 4-part writing, sometimes we are very flexible for double the voice, but for the keyboard, we cannot be flexible. We must obey the basic rules. This chart is for you to memorize and understand what note we should double it. For the 1-4-5 chord, we can only double the root. Okay? For the first inversion chord, 1, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, we can double the root or double the fifths. Let me review a little bit for that. When you play the first inversion, for example, on C major for 1-6 chord, you can have two options. First, I can double the root, which double the tonic note, with the open position in the right hand. Or, if you want, you can double the fifths and make the fifths of the voice in a unison. And you only use your 2 fingers to play the note. That is possible. Or, so that means to double the fifths or double the root. Now I want to give you a little bit try for to double the give you a question. Now let's do in the B flat major, and we can double the fifths on the 5-6 chord. B flat major, double the fifths on the 5-6 chord. First, the 5-6 chord is right, and then when I want to double the fifths, I can choose first option, second option with the closed space. Okay? The third chart is for the 164, 464, 564, all the second inversion chord. Because in the final exam, you don't have passing and pedal 64. Please ignore that. You only will be asked to play the cadential 64. Okay? The cadential 64 can only double the bass, only double the fifth. For example, in the C major, I double the bass. We cannot double the root. That's not correct. Only double the fifth. And the most problem that I found is about 2/6 chord, especially in your writing assignment for 103. The 2/6 chord in the keyboard can only be double the third. That's the only choice we have. Only double the third. That is really important because lots of you double the fifth or double the root for the 2/6 chord. I hope that you can remember the 2/6 chord you should double the third, which is to double the bass. For example, on the C major, if I construct the 2/6 chord, then you check, we double the bass, right? So that's very basic issue about that. And the next page, for the complete 5/7, you do not need to doubling because the complete 5/7 is to the different 4 notes, and incomplete 5/7 is to double the root and omit the fifth we talked about. All the 5/7 inversions in here, you just play for different notes, no doubling. And here, the last one is incomplete 1. The incomplete 1 is only double the root and omit the fifth. When you're doing the complete 5/7 to incomplete to 1, your 1 should be incomplete. Sometimes you play the 3 notes, sometimes you play 4 notes with to double the root. For example, this is a 5/7 C major, and then I go to 1 chord to double the tonic. Right? I omit the fifth and to repeat the tonic pitch. Hopefully you remember that. And this handout will be posted on Neil, and I will send to all of you an email about that as well. Okay. Now it's a 5/7 resolution. So this part I will not go over to review now because you already have in the week 2 recording, video recording, and in the 5/7 inversions, you will also have in the week 3 recording. And there are 2 exceptions. 5/4/3 chord can be used in a passing function. When the passing 5/3/4 occurs, the seventh of the 5/4/3 can go up by a step, right? Or, so that's the point. Also, the 5/4/2, you can leap up to the perfect fourth interval with the soprano. This is the fifth on the 5/7 chord. Can go to the perfect fourth up instead of go to right. Okay. Okay, now this is important part. The common mistakes in the cadential progressions, because I know that you made a lot of mistakes in the long progression, since it's really tricky to consider all the voice leadings. However, I found all the common mistakes that you made. The first one is when you proceed from the 2/6 to the 5 chord, right? You should to move the upper three voice in the opposite direction to the bass. And second, cadential 6/4 always double the bass. And third is when you play the complete 5/7 chord, you should resolve to incomplete 1, right? Oh, sorry, this is a common mistake in the cadential progression, not in the long progression. I'm misspelling, sorry about that. Now let's go to the common mistakes for the long progressions. First, you need to look in carefully for the figure bass. Before you start recording or you practice, you need to realize the figure bass. First, nothing below the note, 1/4/5 in root position. If the 6 below the note, you need to decide it's a 1/6, 4/6, 5/6, or 2/6. Cadential 6/4, right? file 7, file 65, file 43, file 42. The most important is that when you play to any scale degree of the chord that in harmonic minor, you need to raise the leading tone to fulfill the harmonic minor key. For example, now it's the A minor. I need to play the 5 chord with the sharp 3 and 5. It will be instead of, okay. Next, non-double for the third of the 1, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6 chord. Only double the root or fifth. And must double the 2, 6 chord. Keep all the common tones between the chords. Right? Definitely we should keep the common tone. Avoid any parallel 8ths or parallel 5ths. And when you have the subdominant function to the dominant function chord, the soprano voice should to be in the opposite direction to the bass. Will be, for example, 2, 6 to 5 to 1. Move to the contrary motion. Okay. And also in the week 4, we talk about the technique of the opening progressions. That is for something that in the online video 4 recording that you can review. Okay, that is a basic review for exam. I hope it will make you feel clear about it. And now I want to work and show you a practice version for the final exam. So now let's go to the last page for the keyboard exam, and I will show how the test will run like. First question is to play the following progression in the B flat major. Now I'm start to play the progression. The second question is to play the bass while vocally arpeggiating the upper voice. Do, si, re, so, si, re, so, do, mi, fa, la, do, fa, si, re. That's done. You do not need to sing that so fast. Okay? Now the second question, another CP, will be E minor with the CP10. 1, 2, 6, cadenza 6, 4, incomplete 5, 7. And you do not have sing the alto and sing the tenor. You still do the arpeggiation. La, re, fa, so, si, mi, fa, la, re, so, la, do, fa, la, re. Sorry for my voice, but that's the point. For the play and sing. After the cadential progression, we are moved to the long progression exercise. In the G minor, the first question. Okay, now before you play, you need to realize the figure bass. It will be 1, 5, 6, 5, 1, 1, 6, 5, 1, 5. So that's the first phrase. And you know that the beginning of the 1, 5, 6 to 1, we can use what's the soprano scale degree is shown to here. You use 3 to 1 is the best opening. And now I start to this progression with a very consistent and steady tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 6. Right? Keep the common tone. Half cadence. Second phrase, using the parallel tense between the soprano and the bass. With the passing 4-3. And we done. The second progression. What the soprano scale degree we should to use? We look here. There's a 3, 2, 5 in the soprano, right? With the more interesting soprano line. And after 1, 5, 4, 2 to 1, 6, we can use the passing 4-3 again to make the parallel tense between the soprano and the bass. Let's start on the soprano scale degree 3. Remember, this is 1 to the 2, 6, right? So if you want to go to the same direction, it's fine because it's not a parallel eighth. Right? Or you can go whatever you want. Okay? So that's what the test will be look like. Okay? And now I want to give you example about how to record the final, and I will tell you and to show again. Okay, now I will start to work my 8 minutes, shorter than 8 minutes video recording for final exam for a keyboard. Now, this is the keyboard final. For example, midterm. When you sit down to the piano and start recording, you should to show the music in the camera for 3 to 5 seconds, like me. And then you need to put the score and start to record. You must be sure that your finger is on your keyboard. Okay, your finger. That I can see your finger. And now, let's start working. The first question, for example, is for the CP4 with B flat major, and you go. And then you do the play and sing. Play the bass, sing the upper three voice. Ré, fa, si, ré, so, si, mi, so, do, fa, la, ré, fa, si. And after that, you continue. Okay? So that's a little bit example about how you record this video. Okay, we are almost done. I need to stop for here. Again, in the last video, I want to sincerely thank you for all of you hardworking and your respectful attitude, your attention, and your cooperation with me. And all of you are really support to me, especially in the online class. I cannot imagine that how much that I can teach to you, but your work, your hardworking, and your your positive attitude, I was very touched. Okay, and I like all of your work, and I hope that the last class will be very helpful for you, and good luck with your keyboard final recording. Actually, I want to say some sentence to you in the end of the video. Your class, Total Practice 1, Section 2, and Section 3 is my second semester to working as a teaching assistant at New England Conservatory. I was doing the first time with the 2019 fall with another group of the students. So I want to thank all of you. First, I really thank to all of you because you gave me the platform and gave me this beautiful stage that I can share the music and teach with your keyboard. I know that I have a lot of the disadvantages, especially for my English as a foreign speaker. I already try my best, but I can promise that I'm working very hard and try my best to make all the videos and all the class and all the handout made by myself. I just want to overcome my language obstruction and to try to speak the good English, try to as native as possible. So now, although we are not getting together in G16 and G03, I want to give a little bit clap hand for you. Thank you so much. So that's a little bit that I'm very appreciate. So the next semester, I'm not sure that if I will working with you as a TP2 and moving forward, and even in the TP3, but I will miss you a lot during this wonderful and extraordinary semester, and also the special semester. Now I really hope and wish that in the fall 2020, the American coronavirus can decline very soon, and we can all back to NEC, and I can see you to say, oh, hi, hello, how's your online class going? Oh, hey, hello, how are you? I really miss all of you, do you know, especially in my house, because I cannot see anybody during this video, but I will to try my best. I can see that I'm not really the most experienced, most knowledgeable teacher or as a teaching assistant. There are lots of the graduate or doctoral students who teach much better than me, and they are very experienced, super professional. I know that. So if you study in the TP2 keyboard, not with me, I promise you will have very good, right? Have a very wonderful experience with them. I believe that. But although I'm not the best, I promise, I try my 100% of my effort to make every class, whatever online or in the school, I try my best. The only thing that I want to contribute my 100% of my passion and my all of the, the inner heart to all of you. And I hope that you had a good experience to study with me. And I really cannot forget this wonderful experience. Even if in the future I'm a composer, I will never forget this experience to work with you. This is really wonderful. Okay. And also in this video, I will wish you have a good luck with your final exam and have a good summer, and your family and yourself are healthy. This is most important, and you will have the happy and very significant summer holiday. And we hope that we can meet again, and we can go back to school in the upcoming fall semester. Thank you so much. Thank you.